Chase Tree and Tractor Service with 25 years of experience in tree removal. Serving the mid-coast of Maine, licensed and insured Maine arborist, whether it's a pesky blowdown or a hard-to-get tree that needs removal. When you need an experienced professional, Jake Chase is the man for the job. Call 207-242-8961 or email him at chasetreeandtractorservice.jc@gmail.com.
LCTV is your nonprofit community media station. Please donate at lctv.org to keep us strong. Thank you.
1, 2, 3, 4. Well, I've been rolling in since the clock came Monday morning. From the end of the week, I'm about to blow. Breeze walking through the honky-tonk like a pack of wolves now. Order up around the shops and it's away we go.
Welcome, everybody. I'm just sitting here pondering about it. Your favorite time of the week and what I'm going to say. I'm Larry Sidelinger. He's the mayor of the Mills, Bobby Whear.
What are we going to say?
I don't know. We got Dinah Dave behind the camera, TV Toby on the floor, and it's another Thursday's rolled around, Bobby.
Yeah.
They seem to come around awful quick.
Yeah.
They're like 7 days apart or something, aren't they?
I think it's 7.
So you think it's,
yeah.
I'm not sure.
Seems like 2. But anyway, I was telling Larry this morning, you never know who's going to show up for breakfast at the Mill Pond Inn.
Who showed up this morning?
This morning we had a guy named Ed Winslow. Now Ed's telling me that his relatives settled in Noblesboro originally, and we've talked about how many cemeteries there are in Noblesboro. There's 84 cemeteries in the town of Noblesboro. Well, Ed's telling me that there's a Winslow Cemetery on Burma Road off Winslow Mills Road. And I said, Ed, tell me about the cemetery. And he told me that there's 40 Winslows buried. You know, this is how my morning started. I said, 40 Winslows buried on Burma Road. And I said, there's nobody else? He goes, no, all Winslows.
The whole cemetery is Winslows?
All Winslows. Over 40 dead Winslows on Burma Road. So that's...
You know, this is going to be a long 30 minutes.
So, yeah.
We're talking about the 40 Winslows at Burma Road.
The trivia question is, how many dead Winslows are in Winslow Cemetery?
You get a large pizza with 2 toppings somewhere. Mike's place, I guess, or something.
Right. Well, Mike might give you 3 toppings.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. You made it through Pumpkin Fest.
Yeah. So
we talked about that last week, I guess, you know.
Yeah.
Are you going to Cancer Walk this weekend?
Cancer Walk? No.
Sunday afternoon at the First National Bank.
Yeah.
They raise a lot of money.
2 o'clock?
No, it's 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock.
Yeah,
the festivities start at 12, and the walk is at 1. It's supposed to be, weather's supposed to be kind of iffy, not so good, but windy. But
another rainy weekend.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Another Saturday, maybe to watch college football game or something. Yeah. Okay. Toby and I, we might have to hold the couch down, at least one end of it down.
Yeah.
Anyway. So, you never know.
I know your wife's involved in the Cancer Walk.
She is. She's done very, very well. She's raised a lot of money over the last 4 or 5 years. So, because she's a breast cancer survivor. Yeah. So it's.
How about this gal, Cole Brower? Cole Brower. She's from Booth Bay Harbor, and she's 29 years old, and she's the youngest and only female to attempt to circumnavigate the world single-handedly.
Yeah.
I was telling Dinah Dave off camera, I said, you should get Holly Martin.
The wind hippie, Holly Martin.
The wind hippie and this gal, Cole Brower together, they could conquer the world, those two.
Be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
How about you? How do you like the character of the county? I know this gal really well.
Yeah, Holly.
Yeah, she's my niece.
Yeah. Oh, is she?
Yeah.
I never realized. Holly.
My step niece, I guess.
You know, I just know Holly from being around Damascotta, but she's actually been around.
She has been,
She spent some time in Montana, Colorado.
Yeah, kind of grew up a little bit and had some fun. And
grew up right on Academy Hill. Yeah,
and now she's Mexicali Blues.
Yeah.
Yeah. So South Bristol, boy. If
is there anybody left in that town office?
I don't know.
Larry, come on.
I don't know.
The town manager.
It's a good thing Alna doesn't border South Bristol. We'd have a
town clerk
problem going on.
Maybe they're in a competition.
Could
town clerk resigns. The town treasurer resigns.
Well, see, in South Bristol they quit. Alna they hang in there and go to court and battle it out. I guess Which later in the paper says somewhere they kind of
the article right underneath.
Yeah, yeah.
So anyway, you know, it's so South Bristol is Brenda Bartlett and the tax collector Audrey Pryor. They both submitted their resignation, and so those are two. I mean, those are two good jobs.
Yeah,
two good jobs.
Yeah.
But you know, we saw this coming.
We did. Eventually, they was going to have to come to some kind of agreement. It's too bad they had to spend $100,000 to do it.
It's you know, it's really sad. You got rules. You know, we like to keep things looking good. You know, and you got to have zoning and you got to have rules. But people break the law. Of course they do, because they're human beings.
Yeah, that's right.
So anyway, they break the law, and
well, if they didn't, there'd be nothing for our buddy Jason Wallach to do.
Yeah, and it'd be nothing for lawyers to do.
No, that's right. But so there'd be two people that would be out of business.
Yeah. So we saw it coming. You know, so the town of Alna, as we know, has spent $100,000 plus in legal fees. Jeff Spinney has spent who knows how much.
Goodness sakes.
And you don't even know. I mean, Jeff's lawyer could be a friend of his.
That could
for all we know.
Yeah.
You know, but the town can't hire a friend.
Nope.
So they have to hire a lawyer. So I mean, enough's enough. The town's saying they're giving. You know, they're giving. They got a sportsman's club. Okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, according to this article, they are going to let Jeff and 10 friends use the boat ramp. Okay?
Yeah, I wonder if they have to document those 10 friends.
Yeah, well.
Who those 10 friends are, because, you know, it could be 10 different friends all the time.
Yeah, well.
Such a trivial thing to.
Yeah, don't give them any ideas, because let's just get this over with. So anyway, it's kind of sad, but it's the way things are happening. There was another case, I think it was in Edgecombe, where a guy offended the shoreline zoning, and they fined him $2,500.
Yeah.
Well, somebody who's in a high financial situation, $2,500 is nothing.
Nothing. Nope.
Yep. So.
Nope. Tell you what sounds pretty good is you got a new sandwich shop over in Wisconsin.
Yeah, I know Jonathan. I know Jonathan. I know Kelsey.
Where is 100 Main Street?
What?
Right on the. It
might have been where the old Mammy's was.
No, it's where the Golden Walk restaurant is.
Okay.
Was.
Okay.
I think that's right. I think you're right. Right where Mammy's, right there in the corner.
Right next to the barber shop.
Because that used to be a Chinese restaurant a long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So. Good luck to them.
Yeah.
I think they're kind of like gearing toward the vegetarian crowd.
Sounds like.
Yeah. But Lincoln County News got a few awards.
They did.
You know, Beezy. Did you see Beezy? Beezy got a lot of awards.
Well, she should have. She's a pretty good photographer.
Good photographer and a good writer.
Is she still there? I haven't seen her lately.
I think she works part-time.
Oh, is that right?
She works down Fernald's.
Oh, she does?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. And how about the Bigelow? I mean, Bigelow.
Boy, those guys are.
What a success story the Bigelow is. I mean, unbelievable.
I don't know how. I'm jealous because I don't know how many grants they've got.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems like every month we're picking up the paper and the Bigelow's got another. They must have a fantastic grant writer down there.
Well, as I told you before, when Wuzzup used to go on the road, we were at the original groundbreaking for the original Bigelow Labs that's being built today.
Jeez.
And you know, that day, the head of the construction company that was doing it, I said, how are you going to do this project? Because it's all ledge.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and he said, this is going to be a challenge. So, but anyway, they're building a 300-seat auditorium. So, you know, lectures.
In East Booth Bay.
Yeah.
In East Booth Bay.
Well, you know, I mean, conventions, I mean, these marine scientists, they congregate all over the world.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Yeah, so we talked about Holly, we've talked about the sailor, the other wind hippie.
And we don't want to talk about the murder suspect in Edgecombe.
What a shame. And that's gruesome. I started reading, I had to give up reading it, Bobby. That's gruesome.
Well, you're a better man than mine, because I didn't even start reading it.
Yeah.
So we got a new CLC adult education director, this gentleman by the name of David Watts, and he was saying in this article that, you know, adult ed has changed drastically, because of course you have Zoom now you can do classes on, but you know, it's been a very successful thing. Ellen Dickens, I mean, she ran that program for years. I think she's out of it now.
Yeah, Pam Sperry was there, and she just retired.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, Marie Pinkham Roberts.
Boy, I've known that lady all my life.
Yeah.
Her mother, my mother and her were best friends.
And you could still, she's 104, and you can still say all her life.
I can, and I was just talking to my friend Valerie, who was Valerie Seibel, who was part of this interview. And she says she's pretty sharp, still pretty sharp with it. Yeah.
In the article here, it says there was a couple of, there was a 106-year-old gentleman who got the Post-Kane Award, but boy, she's something else.
Yeah. She worked for Central Maine for the longest time.
Damas got a comp plan. This is Dan Hunter's crew. They're talking housing. You know, I think housing probably, not just statewide, not just townwide. Nationwide is one of the top priorities. So I was just talking to someone this morning, actually, about, how, the housing developments are needed here. You know, your brother built that one off Sidelinger Road. Very successful. Yep. Very, Yeah,
it's just, I don't know, Bobby. The cost has gotten so high. How we're going to get affordable housing into the hands of people that desperately need it? And that's. Hey, you know as well as I, if you're making $1 million, you can find a house to live in. Yeah. But if you're only making, you and your wife together are making $70,000, $80,000, $100,000, and you got to have 25% down on a $500,000 home, that's not an affordable housing. Right. I don't know.
And the fact that the person who's building the affordable housing, what he's all done, he's got a bill like you wouldn't believe. He's got to charge a lot of money.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if that. It interests me that they do all these studies that don't amount to anything, because everybody knows what the problem is. It's just how do you solve the problem? That's not study the problem, but how do you solve the problem? That's where the rubber meets the road.
I remember a guy I knew. He in downtown, well, not downtown Boston, but in Mission Hill. He built apartment buildings with these big blocks, and cranes used to set them on top of each other.
Yeah.
Modular. So anyway, but it was contemporary looking, but people, they don't seem to get attracted to contemporary looking around here. But like I said, you gotta set them back in the woods, and
Yeah.
How about this Lincoln County amateur radio team?
Yeah, our friend Damon Leibitz in there.
Yeah, I mean, Damon, anything technical he'll touch. But I didn't even know an amateur radio team existed.
I bet Dave knew something about this at one time.
But they're getting all kinds of accolades about how well they did, and
Yeah.
Wiscasset board, they're talking about solar power installation. That's a thing that's, I don't know. That's another thing that I don't know about how far that's going to go.
The problem with all these solar farms is, and they put all this power supposedly back in the grid, your electric bill, my electric bill, hasn't gone down any, but it has taken it off the tax dole. That property. That's the part that hurts as much as anything else.
Well, we're on the Waldoboro page. There's always something going on in Waldoboro. We know
that was a great story about Bill Blodgett.
Yeah, well, he's a gentleman. He's one of the last gentlemen left in politics.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. He's one of the last.
Yep, he's 87.
Yeah.
He's 87 years old.
We had the chance to interview him here this summer when we did the Waldoboro 250.
Yeah.
He's sharp as a tack and still puts his coat and tie on and goes to the county commissioners meetings.
Yep, Waldoboro talking about, they had two folks come to the planning board in Waldoboro. One was 100 acres, another one was a substantial amount of land, and they each want to put subdivisions in there. But Waldoboro and Max Johnstone, I dealt with him on another issue one time, and he was the first one to admit that Waldoboro, they don't have a lot of experience with subdivisions. They really don't know how to proceed with them. So anyway, they're talking about subdivisions, and of course they're also talking about the housing shortage. But so Waldoboro firemen, they had an open house at the fire department, and probably showing off their fire trucks. Yeah. Kids love fire.
They do.
They love fire trucks.
They do.
I mean, you could sit a kid in a fire truck and he'll be happy for a week. So Edgecombe, they raised the sewer rates over there. You know, Edgecombe Sewer, they are run by the Wiscasset Sewer. So anyway, they're raising their sewer rates because the water district, the Wiscasset Water District sewer, extends to Davis Island. And
remember when they put that pipe across there a number of years ago? That was pretty interesting.
Well, they're talking about bringing it farther up to Route 27.
Are they?
Yeah. Talking about it.
Yeah. Were they going to go down 27 with it?
Yeah.
I mean, between the Cod Cove and 27, there's nothing there.
Yeah. Right.
Huh.
They also want to put a water line in. They want to cap it.
Yeah.
But they want to put for future.
Yeah.
You know.
Interesting. Interesting. Boothbay Region Democrats, they're going to sit down and have a powwow. Some Medallion Valley Exchange students. They're starting to talk about this $81 million school deal over to Medallion Valley.
Oh, they're talking about it.
Yeah, they are. It's a lot of that in the power thing there. Mm-hmm. You know.
Did you read this? I tell you, this. I read this to my wife. She was disgusted. My wife said, "Don't read me any more letters." But this one letter from Coco Harris, because we know Coco.
Oh yeah.
She ran Country Farm Furniture with John, her husband, and she's saying she's got like 4 or 5 sentences here. She grew up as a Republican household and her parents, and so anyway, her husband was an active Republican. He twice ran for state office, and she recently learned that the Lincoln County Republican Committee, they're holding a raffle, right?
Yeah.
To raise money.
What are they raffling
off? No
off?
big deal. And what are they raffling off? They're raffling on a man's handgun and a woman's handgun. So, you know, that's why.
There you say. That says a lot, doesn't it?
Yep, they're telling you things are not good.
Yeah, just crazy.
Hardy Roots is active. They got a program going, pop-up camp out there. They're bringing the kids out in the woods.
Yeah, I won't hurt them any.
No.
Dameron's got a Montessori school. They got a Guatemalan student. That's pretty interesting.
Yep.
That's pretty interesting. We turn the page.
How do they?
I
wonder how they communicate.
I don't know. Spanish, I guess. I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. You went down to see Don Campbell down Boothbay?
I'm not, but I think I'm going to go see your buddy Scott Morrow.
Yes, sir.
And he does a whole
week from Sunday.
Whole show on Johnny Cash.
Yeah, Man in Black.
Yeah. Have you seen his show? It just clips.
I haven't seen this show, but I've seen him perform in the $1 Million Quartet, and he was fabulous.
Yeah.
Fabulous. And that play, if you ever get a chance to see that $1 Million Quartet, that is a phenomenal show about early rock and roll. But yeah, I'm looking forward to meeting him and seeing the show. And he goes all over the country, all over the world.
Yeah.
He's performing. He's been doing it like 10 or 15 years.
Well,
he's from Litchfield originally.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Litchfield. No kidding.
Yeah.
Wow. So you got a guided hike with our buddy Sarah Gladue. She's going to lead a hike
from
at
Coastal Rivers
Crooked Farm, which is up Old County Road, up by the Carpenter's Boat Shop. It's actually right before the Carpenter's Boat Shop. So
yeah, some great pictures here here. Calvin and Bob Strong and Mildred Plummer. John Chapman. That's some old Dameron names right there, boy.
Yeah.
Jane Briscoe, Richard Day. Yeah.
We're talking about solar farms. Jefferson has finally started to draft a solar farm ordinance. You know, when you're going to do something like this, you got to go out into the public and see what the people want before you even start thinking about writing an ordinance.
Yeah.
But Salt Bay Farm, they had a Coastal Rivers, they hosted out at Salt Bay Farm. They gave a demonstration on old-fashioned cider pressing. And, they had a few people out there. You got a bird talk. Don Reamer. Don's been around for a while talking about birds.
You know him, do you?
I've met Don. Yeah, he's a very authoritative person.
He's quite a bird, isn't he?
Yeah. So, anyway, Boothbay Field Hockey, they beat Lisbon in their season finale.
Yeah.
Health Reach. We got an organization, Sheepshead Valley Health Center. They have a spin-off called Health Reach. They got a new counselor. Her name is Christina Mont, and so she'll be. Lord knows how many counselors are probably needed.
Good Lord, plenty, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Plenty, I'm sure. Yeah.
Lions Club in Waldoboro, they're active. They gave a $1,000 donation to the Waldoboro Food Pantry.
Yeah.
There's that. Actually, I'm correcting myself. That setback violation was not in Edgecombe. It was in Westport Island on Lord Road.
Yeah. How much they fine him? $2,500.
$2,500. Guy probably took all the trees down.
Chicken feed.
That's a beautiful view.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
The view cost me $2,500, but it was worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
How about all the oyster growers?
The oyster growers and the coastal
rivers.
rivers.
Got together. They went out in their
them.
boats and they cleaned up the river, filled up a truck full of trash. You know, it's amazing how much.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Pembroke Art Gallery, that's closed up for the season. You know this school, Chuck Ham, he's the new principal down South Bristol.
Yeah, unfortunately, he got COVID, and then he got a sickness related to COVID. So he's saying that he'll be back as soon as he can.
Yeah.
So anyway, they have an interim principal right now, and Pembroke Art Gallery. And they closed for the season, but they got a new website. So if you want to see what's down there, because that's the group of fantastic artists, and they got an interim pastor down at the Union Church in Rutherford Island, Jeffrey Larson, and
he's been preaching 50 years, imagine that.
50 years, God. I wonder if somebody preaches for 50 years, if they live forever.
I don't know. You and I have been preaching, Bobby. It doesn't do us any good.
Yeah. Well,
now, I want to tell you, we was over to Haven Simmons and myself, Haven behind the camera here, and myself was over and did the Madomic football game last week. Beautiful afternoon. Big win, 36, 35, nothing, something like that. Couple of great game. Big one tonight actually, Madomic and Oceanside. Oceanside unbeaten, Madomic's one loss. This is for first place.
Really?
Last game of the season, last regular game of the season. And you can catch that game, folks, if you're interested, on the Vimeo, vimeo.com, or on the Oceanside Football Facebook page. You can catch it. So.
Okay.
You know where I'm going to be anchored tonight. We wanted to stream it, and they wouldn't let us come over, so.
Well, too much competition, right?
I guess, Bobby.
That's all right.
But both Madomic and Lincoln Academy soccer teams, the cross-country team from Lincoln Academy.
Unbelievable. Boys and girls.
Boys and girls. Yeah.
Wow. Lincoln Academy girls soccer, they beat Coney and Morse, and now they're qualified for the playoffs.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, in the combined Booth Bay and Wiscasset girls, they won the Mountain Valley Conference soccer thing. Good for them.
Wow.
Oh, it wasn't soccer, it was cross country.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we talked about Lincoln Academy sweeping the Class KVAC championships.
You know, I wanted to go out to the Duck Puddle Campground for College Kids fundraiser. I couldn't make it. Something came up, but the North Country Band was out there playing, and they had a cornhole tournament. And I know a lot of people that go there. I know College Kids is a great organization. Mike Hall and Mary Berger, they help a lot of kids. And Carl Berger would be very happy with what has transpired with that organization.
Sure had.
How about this? Mary Dunn. Mary Dunn writes the Whitefield Caller, but she does a little extra. And so anyway, she really gets into talking to different people. But this gal, Lisa Pixley, she's it's a printing press, an old-fashioned printing press that she's had here, and
looks like she's cleaned it all up. And it's ready to rock and roll.
I mean, it's beautiful. So, anyway, the more pictures of Lisa Brower.
I know. You imagine being up the top of that mast there, Bobby. And speaking of mass, wasn't that a tragedy accident over in Rockland? There was that schooner that mass broke.
Yeah,
that doctor.
I mean, they really don't have a cause except that it's age.
Yeah,
you know?
just yeah.
But geez, those probably 18 inches across where it broke.
Broke, big, you know. And my daughter-in-law knows her really well.
Oh, wow.
And stepdaughter, I should say, not daughter-in-law. And she's just really a sad, really nice lady. She was pregnant, and just a tragedy.
Oh my God. Waldo Theater, the First National Bank, a gal, Shanna Kastner, she's on the board of the Waldo Theater, but she's also a loan officer at the that's a nice match.
Yeah, yeah, that works, doesn't it?
Loan officer of the Waldoboro branch of the First National Bank. So anyway, they were able to present a $2,500 check to the Waldo Theater. So anyway, we got the Chamber Chat coming up with Hammond Lumber.
That was a really good show too. Lisa talked to Ted Perkins down there, and he did really good job.
You never know what shows are going to be the most interesting.
He was really good. Yeah. And I'd like to have him come back and talk. Of course, for the folks at home don't know that Lisa Hagen has tendered her resignation at the Chamber, so we're looking for a new host for Chamber Chats.
Yeah. So I guess the new director is going to have TV experience.
Well, we hope, you know. If I'll be willing to come on TV. If not, well, don't know what we're going to do. Probably add that to my resume. I don't know.
So one good thing happened in South Bristol. The South Bristol School was awarded the $4,000 Spark grant from the Island Institute. It's going to replace all its older fluorescent lighting with new LED lights. You know, that right there, in a place like a school, you replace the old lights with the new lights. I mean, the savings is unbelievable.
We did that here at LCTV the first spring we were here in 2020. It made quite a difference. Yeah. Not only in the quality of the lighting, but it made quite a difference in the light bill. You know? And then we put these heat pumps in late last winter, and that cut the heat bill in half. So... Bobby, did you get in on that fermentation thing at the fair?
No, not me. They don't want me.
They don't want you fermenting, huh?
They don't want me to have anything to do with fermenting. But the Nobleboro
You've done enough fermenting in your lifetime.
So anyway, I didn't even know what the word ferment means. So anyway, Nobleboro Central School, they went up to the Wiscasset, Waterville, and Farmington Railway. What a thrill for these kids. You know, they got to really get into the train deal. Kids not only love fire stations and fire trucks, they love trains. Yeah. So what a thrill for those kids.
Yeah. Narrow gauge railway. That's pretty cool stuff.
Yep. So we got
a lot of apple orchard gleaming going on right now. Out to Bisky Orchards, they went in there and cleaned up all the apples. Yep. I was out talking to Mike the other day, Mike Rennie that owns it, and he said, they came in, did a great job. A lot of apples.
Yep. Any Honey Crisp?
I got a bunch.
Yep. Yeah. You eat them or make pie?
Both. Both. Yeah. In fact, the Chamber of Commerce is having a big pie sale Thanksgiving weekend there, the Wednesday before at Main Street Grocery and other places. We hope.
I'll tell you a quick funny story. When we used to go out, we went out to Biscay Orchards. Me and the late Kid Hayden, we went out to Biscay Orchards, and all the apples were off the trees, and we were doing a show out there. But I had taken one apple off the ground, and I had wired it to a tree. And we walked through the orchard, and I said to Kit, "There's got to be one apple left." And there it was, hanging. So anyway, it was a funny skit. But anyway, well, wow, we killed that.
We're out of town. We're out of time, Bobby. Yeah. Time, folks. We thank you for watching. It's another Wuzzup has gone by. Your favorite 30 minutes all week long. We hope. I'm Larry Sidelinger. He's the mayor of the Mills, Bobby Whear. We got
check out the Winslow Cemetery, folks.
Yeah. Check out the cemetery. We got TV Toby here. We'll see you next week, folks.
Chase Tree and Tractor Service with 25 years of experience in tree removal. Serving the Midcoast of Maine, licensed and insured Maine arborist. Whether it's a pesky blowdown or a hard-to-get tree that needs removal. When you need an experienced professional, Jake Chase is the man for the job. Call 207-242-8961 or email him at chasetreeandtractorservice.jc@gmail.com.
LCTV is your nonprofit community media station. Please donate at lctv.org to keep us strong. Thank you.